Hello and welcome to the PLC programming using CODESYS YouTube channel. In this episode, I'm going to talk to you about the watch lists. So you will learn about what the watch lists are and how you can add them to your project and how you can use them. Basically, watch lists are lists of the variables that you can use in order to monitor the value of the variables during the runtime. And you can also force values to several variables at the same time. I have created a project. I've introduced several items to this project. Here I have my main program, which includes these three variables. I have created a structure with these three variables. I've called it struct01, and I have an instance of that structure. As you can see here, I also have created this function block. You can see that it receives some input variable. It has the output variable, and there are some internal variables as well. And I have declared an instance of that function block in my main program here as well. I have created this POU_01. It's a program organization unit including these four variables, and I'm referring to that POU here. And finally, I have created this global variable list which includes these two variables, and in my program I'm not referring to it at the moment. Now, in order to be able to monitor several variables from different program units, I'm going to add the watch list, which you can find here in the view menu in watch, and here you can see that there are four watches: watch 1, watch 2, watch 3, and watch 4. And then we have the last option, which is watch all forces. Start with watch 1. Once clicking on it, you can see that here we have an empty window appearing. Initially there's nothing in it, but we can click here in the expression and then look for the variable that we want to have in our watch list. I'm going to start with the main variables that we have in the PLC_PRG program, the main program. I'm going to pick the Boolean variable 1 and the integer variable 1. You can see that here we have the variables appearing in the form of PLC_PRG.bvar01. Similarly, for the integer variable, we can see that the type of the variable, and also we see that it belongs to the PLC_PRG. Let me add another one from the instance of the function block that I have just added. In this case, I'm going to choose this Boolean variable and this integer variable as well. And you can see again that these variables belong to PLC_PRG.FB_01_0. So they belong to the instance of the function block which is used in the program. Then the next one that I can add to my watch list is this Boolean variable from the structure. The instance of the structure that I have is called strvar01, and you can see that it belongs to the PLC_PRG. And I can also add the variables from the POU_01. I'm going to choose the first one, which is a Boolean, and the second one, which is an integer. And again, here you can see that those two variables belong to POU_01. Alright, we can log in. In the view again, I can choose watch 1, and these are the variables that we already have introduced to our watch 1 list. Now we can provide prepared values for the Booleans. I'm going to change some of them. And for the integer values, I'm providing these random values. Now, in order to write these values, I can right click here and then choose force values. All those values now are forced into the variables. If I right click again and click on unforce values, now we are not forcing them, but those values are already written into those variables. We can try to prepare some new values for some of these variables. So even though these variables belong to different program units, we are able to see all of them in the same window and force the values simultaneously. One more thing that I can mention here is that once we have some variables in the force mode, we can use the last watch, which is called the watch all forces, and that will show us all the variables in the force mode. Again, we can right click here and click on unforce all. Those new values are written into the variables, and our watch all forces doesn't include any variable. We can have 4 watches in total: watch 1, watch 2, 3, and 4. If you have too many variables that you want to have in your watch and you don't want your watch list to be too long, you can probably add the second watch and then add the remaining variables to the second watch, just to organize it in a better way. Alright, so that's all that I wanted to show in this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. See you in another video later. Bye for now.